Hey, Trinity Park, it's day 4 of our children's calendar, our Advent calendar, as we're marching toward Christmas together. And again, my goal is every day just to draw your attention to Jesus, to show you how amazing Christ is and how he meets all of your needs. He's still the answer for all of your deepest longings and desires, even right now in the midst of 2020. And I just want to call your attention to that, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to take time with your kids each day or many days during this time just to draw their attention to Christ and show them as well just what a great Redeemer we have in Jesus. Now, these scriptures on day 4, I'll be honest with you, I'm less familiar with these. The other ones I pretty much knew in my head. As a pastor, I've spent a lot of time on the Word. These are scriptures that didn't jump out to me as me knowing exactly what they were when I saw them. So you may want to take a little bit of time to get your minds around these scriptures before you talk to your kids about them. And I'm going to help you a little bit today. I'm going to group them. So there's 5 scriptures. I'm going to group Genesis 22:18 and Galatians 3:16 together. In Genesis 22, God promises Abraham that through him, all the nations of the earth will be blessed because Abraham heard his voice. And so this promise is given to Abraham. And then in Galatians 3:16, the promise made to Abraham, Paul says, was to his offspring, singular, not offsprings, plural. And that offspring that the promise was about, singular, was Christ. And so in Christ, we have the fulfillment of the promise to Abraham that through Christ, all the nations of the earth would be blessed. Right now in 2020, one of the biggest questions that we're facing is, where is my future hope? Where is my hope as I look down the road in life? Your kids are going to be asking this question, especially if they're a little bit older, if you have kids in middle school and high school. It's a daunting time to look at America and look at the future. Where is my future hope? Well, our hope is in Christ, because the promise still goes on that in Christ, all the nations and all the future will be blessed through him. And so that's one promise you have, hope of the future. The second promise I want to talk about in Christ is in these other 3 scriptures, Jeremiah 23, Numbers 24, and Genesis 49. The promise here is that we're going to have a king who's raised up, a king of justice who gives us security. One of the things we're recognizing in 2020 is that we often feel secure in America, in Cary, in the Triangle. We feel secure. We feel like we can put our hope and sink our fingernails into something that makes us feel like we can be sure of who we are and sure of where we are now and where we're going to go in the future. But we actually don't have that security. And we actually never have that security in this world. Our security always lies in Christ. And in these scriptures, you have the promise of a king who is going to come and he's going to reign. He's going to execute justice and righteousness in the land. And Jeremiah 23, 5 and 6 says, we will dwell securely in him. Really, in Christ can we only find that security that we're looking for. These other scriptures point to the same thing, the reign, the kingly reign of Christ. We can trust Christ as a reigning king, that he can give us the true security that we need.